Today, we become legends.
So the Season 8 info has started to trickle in recently with the confirmation of a new map, not just an updated one, and also the starter items potentially returning through data mining. And as we get closer and closer to the release of this season, we're going to get more concrete information in the coming weeks and months about what's going to be happening. But until that point, here is my wish list of things I want to see added to the game in the new season. So a quick disclaimer, with most of the work for Season 8 being done under lockdown with remote working and all that kind of stuff, I don't expect all of these features that I'm going to list here to be added to the game in Season 8. These are just some things I'd like to see, and if a few of them get added, I'll be perfectly happy. But with that said, let's just jump right in. So the first thing on my Season 8 wish list is one that's actually sort of confirmed to be coming, and that is a big clan update. As I said, this is confirmed to be coming, but we still haven't received it yet, and I think it must be coming in the new season. I want to see worthwhile rewards, clan chat, much like you have guild chat in MMOs, unlockables like extra clan slots, coloured tags, maybe longer tags, clan quests that are taken on a clan-wide basis by everyone, and the whole clan gets rewards based on the completion of them, like for example, get 1,000 kills as your clan. Obviously, the scale of the quests will be based on clan size, so like a level 1 clan of 10 people will get much easier quests than a level 5 clan of 1,000 people, but you get the idea of them. Then you can reward all clanmates with favour, recolor skins, god unlocks, jump stamps, loading frames, all the usual stuff, maybe even a few gems from time to time with special events. It will bring a real sense of community in the clan together, where right now it's kind of non-existent. Clans have so much potential, and despite being confirmed for an overhaul since Season 6, we still haven't seen them yet, so it's definitely on my wish list for Season 8. My next thing I want to see in the new season is a very specific one, and that is actual Tier 2 bridge items returning. Over time, all of the Tier 2 bridge items like Ichabod, Dynasty Plate Helm, and the shields have either been removed or turned into Tier 3 items. I think adding Tier 2s back to the game as bridge items to offer early power spikes at the cost of selling them later on would be a great idea. Obviously, the idea of these items is they give you incredible early game power spikes for the cost, but have no upgrade path, causing your full 6 item build to be delayed because of course you have to sell the bridge items. Obviously, they would have to learn from past mistakes, such as with the shields, because they were pretty unhealthy for the game and I'm glad they were changed. But I think if you can learn from those mistakes, make them strong but maybe scale badly into the late game so they're really not viable to keep and I'm all for just early game power spike options, I think it'll be really good for the game to add these tier 2 items back in. Another thing is having separate queues for ranked flex and ranked solo queue, especially for Conquest. For other modes this probably doesn't matter quite as much, but for Conquest I would really love to see this. This is a pretty simple one, separate queues for both ranked solo queue and ranked parties of up to 5. The only thing that holds this back really is player count. This would allow people to queue ranked with all of their friends or as a pre-made team to improve, while also having solo queue be basically how ranked is right now for people who just want to solo queue ranked. In reality, the only issue with this is splitting the player base, and if the numbers say that that's not really doable, then that's unfortunate, but I would really like to see this be added to the game. It would make ranked solo queue a lot less reliant on people having duo parties, because currently in ranked, if you queue in as a duo, you have so much more influence on the game than 2 solo queue players. But then it also allows people to queue in with full teams, which I think a lot of people would like to do in ranked, to, either practice as a team or just have fun with your friends, but be in ranked. So yeah, separate queues for ranked flex and ranked solo queue is something I'd really like to see. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard by now that we're getting a guaranteed completely new map in Season 8 instead of just like a tweak on the Season 5 map which we've had for the last few years. And with that map rework, I'd like to see a much larger or wider map. This will allow you to space things out better, allowing for more actual laning play instead of constantly fearing ganks from anyone on the map. Because as it is right now, you can be in a side lane and still be fearing that the mid laner is going to gank you because you can cross the jungle in a matter of 10 seconds or less and easily gank a lane, which causes people to play like really safe and constantly be expecting ganks, and I think it actually hurts the quality of the laning phase in Conquest. A lot of the time I would actually just enjoy to be able to lane and 1v1 my opponent for a bit without constantly fearing that I'm going to get jungle ganked if I overextend past about half of my lane. And if not a larger map, then some way to slow down rotations and allow for more laning would be really nice. Also, I'd like to see some kind of roaming jungle monster. I think that would be really cool. You don't necessarily need a larger map for this, but just something that roams around the jungle that maybe gives some additional benefit beyond just XP and gold would be really cool for the junglers to take care of. But with the new map confirmed, I won't go too in depth on what I want here because obviously it is coming. But the Season 5 map was made larger and I think that contributed to its success. It obviously wasn't the only reason the Season 5 map was successful, there was plenty of others, but I think the larger design overall was healthier for the game. So related to having a larger map, I think removing boots from the game would actually be a very interesting concept. It requires a significant rebalance of the entire game, changing abilities that give movement speed, other items that give speed like the katana tree and the ancient blade tree, and maybe to compensate for the removal of boots and or a larger map, you could give Assassin's Blessing a kind kind of speed buff-like effect, but only in the jungle to compensate and still allow junglers to farm effectively and roam between the jungle, keep up with the lanes and all that stuff. Or you could just add this caveat to the speed buff itself, you know, make speed buff maybe a little more powerful, but it only works in the jungle. I know they've been kind of moving towards that a little bit, where like you have to kill jungle camps to get the speed buff, but they could just go whole hog and make it so that it only works in the jungle, but make it a lot more powerful, which would allow junglers to sort of keep up and farm and roam around the jungle very effectively, but they won't be able to just chase people up lanes with like infinite movement speed. But yeah, overall, I think removing boots would be very healthy for the game. They're kind of just like auto builds on every single class, and it would just allow you to sort of go into the items you want to go into instead of being forced into boots. And also in combination with adding back tier 2 items to the game, you know, you could have sort of like your tier 2 items as your early ones, so you have a lot more choice and you don't have to go into just these boots that have movement speed and power, or these boots that have movement speed and attack speed. It's like they seem very sort of directing you down one path, you have to buy these things, whereas like I think it would allow for a lot more build diversity if they just remove boots entirely. Like I said, obviously you'd have to rebalance the movement speed of some gods, like maybe bring all the movement speed up so that the game feels like fairly similar even without boots, and obviously like tweak the movement speed on some gods' abilities, tweak the movement speed on items, stuff like that. It would require a lot of work, but I think overall the game would be in a better state if they removed boots effectively. So that's something I would like to see. I think this one is very unlikely though. I think nowhere in the near future are we going to see boots removed from Smite, especially not in Season 8. But a man can dream. So this next one is incredibly simple. I want to see another God release roadmap. I really enjoyed the roadmap teaser that they put out for Season 7, which allowed for some interesting speculation and hype around the Season 7 God roster. Do the same thing for Season 8. I see no reason not to. And finally, a larger focus on minor reworks. I'm a big advocate for reworking older designs, ones that don't work very well, or ones that are unhealthy for the game. And while full kit reworks can be disruptive and can drive players away that were mains of the god that got reworked, it seems Hi-Rez want to focus on those a little bit less, and they have shown a tendency to do minor reworks, such as the ones they did for Thor, Bastet, Rat, and Odin. At risk of offending people, I won't state which gods I think should be minorly reworked in the new season, but I think a solid handful could use the Thor treatment, so to speak, to fix issues in their kit and just make them more interesting and fun. If the rework is minor enough and still keeps the soul of the character but just improves them, I think that's going to be beneficial for everyone involved. I don't think any Thor mains are quitting the character simply because of the change to his 3 and his ultimate that they did. I think if anything, more people want to play Thor because he's more interesting. At least that's how I feel. But that's it for my Season 8 wishlist. Let me know some of your wishes for the new season in the comments down below, and stay tuned to the channel as I'll be covering all the Season 8 news that's bound to start dropping soon, so subscribe for that, and I'll catch you guys in another video later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.